action! I love film, and I was asked to do the soundtrack to a movie that was about to be made by Franco Zeffirelli, the great Italian director. I was fascinated when he called because I absolutely loved Romeo and Juliet. And now he was going to make the story of St. Francis of Assisi, and he was going to call it Brother Sun, Sister Moon. And he particularly wanted me to do the soundtrack, not to act, because he said to me that in the 1300s, Saint Francis, became an extremely popular young man in Italy because he was rediscovering the purity of the Christian faith, but also he was a poet and he was singing his mission. And he appealed to thousands of young people in the 1300s through Italy, as I was appealing in my career to millions of young people. And our message was similar. St. Francis, in his Canticle of the Creatures, was seeing the divinity of the Spirit of God and the Goddess in nature. And so I began the project. And I started writing songs in the troubadour tradition, but also Franco Zeffirelli, he gave me particular pieces of music which didn't go back all the way to the 1300s. It's difficult to find that kind of music, but it went to 15 or late 14th, 15th century. And so I began, and the soundtrack was performed and recorded by an amazing cast of musicians and vocalists in London and in Rome. And in particular, when I was speaking to Franco, he was fascinated by the way I could sing about nature in the same way St. Francis spoke of. And so he saw in me the same message 700 years later. A Brother Sun, Sister Moon has now become a cult classic. It is available as a DVD, but I've also found the soundtrack that I wrote and composed and performed in my archive. And I call it Brother Sun, Sister Moon.